Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Welcome to the show, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this sunny Tuesday morning. We've already got people in the room, and thank you, everybody, for joining us. So I'm going to talk you through the fixture release for AFC Bournemouth. Of course, we are facing our third consecutive season in the Premier League and our 8th in total. So exciting times. Do let us know, like I say, in the comments, who you'd want first game of the season, who you'd want during the festive period, and who you'd want last. And I'm going to give you mine as well. Of course, we have had 2 consecutive home games. The first home game was against Aston Villa in our first season back in the Premier League. And of course, we played West Ham United at Dean Court last season. So Chris Hubble, good morning, Chris. Hope you are well. Hope you're well. A couple of people actually have asked me about this, and I'm going to show you it actually without knocking everything down. But this is the Father's Day card my son made, and I tell you what, I absolutely love it. Supposedly that's me. It's got, have you seen my YouTube channel? And I've been to Abu Dhabi. But I tell you what, really, really talented. I'm well chuffed with that. Do you know what? That means a lot more than, if you go out and buy a card, because I just think it's nice. I think it's nice. Try and put it up. Hopefully it won't fall down. If it falls down, sorry guys. So of course we are looking at the fixture list. The fixture list is going to be about 15 minutes away. Who would I like first game of the season? Well, I've got some comments actually of who people would like. They're all on Facebook. Typical, my phone, the security has locked itself, as always. So it seems to do that quite a bit. But what I'll do is I'll run through those once I've got them up. But who would I love to have first game of the season? Now, my first game of the season, I think, if we look at, how many home games we've had in a row, I think we're going to be probably looking at an away game. I honestly do. And if we're going to have an away game, what a nice start it would be to actually have Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town as your first game, of the season. And Ipswich's first game is probably not what they want, but like Benjamin Bloom said to me the other day, beggars can't be choosers. So at the end of the day, they're just delighted to be back in the top flight. I have got a couple of comments. Of course, Chris Hubble has said home games against Southampton, first game of the season. I can't see it happening as the first game of the season, but we'll come on to the festive games in a moment. I'm going to have to read these out because unfortunately I can't show them on the screen. Brian Wall has said away to Ipswich, and anyone at home for the last game of the season, as it's always an away game at the end in the past. And very, very good point there. And I imagine that will probably happen. I think, we will probably have a home game to conclude the season. Let's be honest, process of elimination, I think that makes sense. Daniel Kite said, hopefully an easier start than last season. So I take Forest at home. Do remember we did have some tough trips after that. When I was in Abu Dhabi, we went away to Liverpool. No, well, actually, I was at Heathrow Airport that day. Chris said, Southampton home first game. Do you know what? It would be great if it was. Let's be honest. It would be great if it was Southampton first game of the season. I think the locality probably is dictating it as a festive game, which I can see Southampton at home being our festive game. So hopefully, fingers crossed. We always like a Boxing Day game at home. It's always good, and we've been quite lucky in that regards. But Southampton at home, Boxing Day, I think is probably where we're going to go. Did have another comment on Facebook. I'm trying to find it at the moment as well. Sorry, just working through multiple screens. Somebody, Roy Clark, has said, he's obviously a Championship fan. He said, only the Premier League, the ones that really matter, are out next Wednesday, of course. The Championship fixtures. Of course, Leeds United have to worry about them. Say no more. Say no more. Just gonna flick through some of the other comments. Last game of the season, though, is always quite an interesting one because I would like, an easier game for last game of the season. Now we've had two away trips. Of course, we had Chelsea last season. We had Everton the season before that. Both games we lost. The Everton game we didn't really turn up for. Let's be honest. Let's not sugarcoat it. We didn't turn up for it. If we had turned up for it, I think we would have found that Leicester would have been in the Premier League last season. And I reckon if we go in with Ipswich away, first game of the season, I'm going to go with Leicester City at home, last game of the season, which will really annoy Chris. But hey, again, beggars can't be choosers. Keep letting us know, the other games that you'd like. We have got through another comment, and actually, this is an unnamed comment, anonymous one. You can do that on Facebook. See, Manchester City away, first game of the season. Now that's interesting because Man City away would actually get them out of the way, to be perfectly honest. And to be fair, I wouldn't be against that. Wouldn't be that against that at all. So you never know. You never know. Who wouldn't I like first game of the season? A trip to Arsenal, is always hard. We've played Liverpool away from home very, very early on in both of the previous two Premier League seasons. And I think the away trip to Anfield will probably wait a little bit longer. So yeah, I think probably the away trip to Anfield, I'm hoping won't be as early this time. Again, it's we've got to play them twice. Do you remember as well? Is it that corner? No, it's that. No, it's not that corner. It's that corner. We are the Talk Sport Fan Network channel of choice for AFC Bournemouth. So please, if you haven't already, go and subscribe on. You can subscribe on, of course, YouTube. You can subscribe on, to us on Twitter as well. It's too early in the morning for this, isn't it? But yes, yeah, you can find us everywhere. And we've had some really, really good interviews recently. We've had Damon Minchella, of course, he's an Everton fan. That was really interesting. Some great stories there. Billy from Green Day was mentioned. You're going to have to watch it to actually get the context of that. But we also had Tom Meehan, the Leicester City fan. Of course, part of Kasabian, was part of Kasabian. Very, very interesting interview. Again, really a joy to do. Loved Kasabian. Hardfire Richard Archer as well. So we've had lots and lots and lots of special guests on. But talking about Hardfire, one team I don't really want first game of the season is Brentford. My early predictions, and I'm gonna predict it. I'm gonna predict it, and how it's all gonna pan out. But my early thoughts is that I think Brentford are going to be in a relegation battle. I honestly do. I honestly do. I think Southampton are going to be down there. Leicester, well, how many points are they going to get deducted? Some people have said 15 points, which is ridiculous. Thank you, by the way, for everybody watching across all platforms. So, of course, we are on YouTube. We are on what was Cherries Extra. Of course, I've changed that now. But up the cherries in all departments, or up the cherries as I refer to it now, is our main channel. So do come and check out and some of the shows that we've been doing. Matt's done a fantastic job with the Euro show. So yeah, do go check a lot of those out. We had Luther Blissett on, and you know, we had Cole Broadhurst as well. You know, that is an outstanding interview. You've got to go watch that. And of course, we've had historical interviews as well. So yeah, go check all of those out. Um, I'm just having a look. We are 5 minutes away from the reveal. We're not going to be saying too long after the reveal, but yeah, once it is revealed, you know, we will hopefully be able to show you a picture or a screenshot or a website or something or other. But we'll do some trickery. We'll do some trickery, but yeah, this is really where we're going to react to what these fixtures are going to mean for AFC Bournemouth. I think an away trip. I'm sure that's probably on the cards this season. I'm sure that's on the cards this season. You know, it's like if you play roulette. You know, if it falls on red twice, it's going to fall on black the next. Of course, you see why I picked that, don't you? But just going on the official site, there's nothing so far. Nothing so far. Um, I know that there's been some rumours again that have been going round, but rumours are just rumours. We did see some last year actually, and to be honest, one of them did have it on the money that we was going to be playing West Ham, but not all the fixtures were correct. I can't see it being Villa at home to start off with. I can't see it being West Ham at home to start with. However, that said, we have played Everton away from home last game of the season several times, if I'm right in thinking. But I've got my fingers and my toes crossed for Ipswich. Other teams it could be. Well, of course, it could be any of them, to be fair. But you know, Palace be an interesting one. Man City, to be fair, if we did play them early on, you know, because of it's a European Championships year, you know, they may be a little bit leggy. They may have a little bit more of an extended break. Those players that come back, like Phil Foden, you know, the same could be said about Arsenal, where they have a little bit more of an extended break. So yeah, there's all this. I'm hoping Ipswich. It just be a nice game to have. You know, first game of the season. Um, Not because I don't think it's necessarily an easy game, and I'll come on to Ipswich a little bit later. But I think Ipswich, teams that have got that momentum, you know, are always quite dangerous. We are literally 2 minutes away. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We have now got 75 people watching across all platforms. Really, really, really appreciate your support. Please hit like, subscribe, the bell on the YouTube channel as well, and keep getting those comments in as well. So, yeah, literally 2 minutes away. The refresh is happening on a regular basis. Um, all it's going to take is something to go wrong now, isn't it? Nobody's revealing them early. My clock's not wrong. It is a minute to 9 o'clock. The Premier League fixture list is almost out, and we will get it up for you as soon as it is. And I'm sure if you're subscribed to iCalendar and things like that, it will update automatically for you. Do that on the AFC Bournemouth website. Remember, we are very, very, very close to this. We are literally 20 seconds to go. 20 seconds until the fixture list is revealed. Who is it going to be? We shall soon find out. Got 100 people now watching, so thank you. Thank you to everybody. And it is 9 o'clock. Here we go. Is it going to be right? Here we are. Just flicking through. Told you something was going to go wrong. Told you. I can't find our fixtures, but I can find everybody else's. Here we go. Let's go on to teams. Fixtures. No fixtures currently reported. No. Well, this is a success, isn't it? Let's have a look at BBC. Always reliable. Scores and fixtures. Right. We will get there. We'll get there. It's always tricky. We have got a trip to Nottingham Forest, first game of the season. We will be playing the Tricky Trees, first game of the Premier League season. I'm sure a lot of people are going to be going, ugh. Deep down, yes, that's how I feel as well. We have got the reunion with Eddie Howe, though, as our first home game in the Premier League at 3 o'clock on Saturday, the 24th of August, unless it's moved for TV. You can imagine it probably will be. Eddie Howe returns to Dean Court with his Newcastle United team. August then concludes with a trip to Goodison Park, our last trip to Goodison Park. We was going to be going to Liverpool anyway at some point during the season, well, twice anyway, but this time it's going to be to Goodison, our last ever trip there. September kicks off with a home game against Chelsea before we're back up in Liverpool, 21st of September at Anfield this time to take on Arne Slot's team, of course, recently taken over from Jurgen Klopp. Then we have got the one we've all been waiting for, and that is Southampton at home on the 28th of September. We've got Brian Baxter in the room, of course. He's put, what's Liverpool's first game? Do we really care, Brian? Do we care? Up the Reds, and he's put 9-0. Yes. Brian was with me that day as well, by the way. And yeah, it was a very, very, very painful experience, put nicely. I tell you what, let's have a look. And he said morning as well. Good man, Brian. Good man. Let's have a look at October. So Leicester City away on the 5th of October. Oh, that's a nice birthday trip to Leicester. Maybe Chris from Leicester Till I Die is up for that one. Before we host Arsenal at home at 3 o'clock on Saturday, the 19th of October. And then we've got Richie Neville's team. 26th of October, Aston Villa away at Villa Park. Manchester City at home, 2nd of November. It's similar sort of time as last year, if I'm right in thinking. Everybody's favourite place to go, Brentford away on the 9th of November. We've got Brighton and Hove Albion, 23rd of November. And then Wolverhampton Wanderers away at Molineux, 30th of November. Of course, Gary O'Neill there. Then let's go on to our festive fixtures. So 3rd of December, we have got Tottenham Hotspur at home. Then we've got the much awaited trip to Portman Road to face an Ipswich Town side who have got 2 successive promotions under Kieran McKenna. That'll be on the 7th of December. 14th of December, last season's opening game, West Ham United at home, before a festive trip to Manchester to face the Red Devils, Manchester United, on the 21st. Crystal Palace at home, 26th of December, and then Fulham away, 29th of December. Doesn't that sound familiar? It's quite similar to last season. Quite similar. Let's go into January, and we have got Everton at home on the 4th of January, Chelsea away on the 15th, Newcastle away on the 18th of January, and then Nottingham Forest at home on the 25th. February, of course, we go to we host Liverpool at home. Then we go to St Mary's, hosting Wolves, of course, and Gary O'Neill before a trip to Brighton on the 25th of February. March, only 2 games in March, must be international breaks. So Tottenham's Hotspur away, and then Brentford at home, everybody's favourite game against Thomas Frank's side. He might not be there. 1st of April, Ipswich Town at home, West Ham away on the 5th of April. 12th of April is Fulham at home, Crystal Palace away on the 19th of April before the Red Devils at home on the 26th of April. And to conclude the season, here we go. We have got Arsenal away, 3rd of May. Aston Villa at home, 10th of May. Manchester City away on the 18th of May, in relegation trouble at that point. And to conclude the season, at 4 o'clock on the 25th of May, Leicester City at home. So probably be a reunion with Chris from Leicester Till I Die for the final game of the season. Everybody, let us know what you think of those fixtures. And are you happy with the first home game of the season? Let us know. Let us know. Well, the first away game of the season. It's the first game of the season, but of course, are you happy with those fixtures? Do let us know on here as well. The chat room is filling up as well. Some people are saying that they are happy, and also on Facebook as well. I'm just quickly clicking onto that. Yeah, some people quite chuffed with those. Of course, we have to play every team twice. That's what one way you have to look at it as well. One way you have to look at it. Just trying to find an image of some sort. It'll probably be on the official website at some point to show on the screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like the AFC Bournemouth website has done that as yet, but I'm sure that there will be very, very soon, and you can probably download it. Your iCalendars are probably uploaded anyway, so you will see those, but it doesn't look like there's any images at all at the moment. But yes, let us know what you think of those fixtures. And by all means, you can leave it in the comment box below. Like I say, we're not going to be on very long to this morning. Of course, I've got to go and do some work as well. But yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of feedback coming in with regards to that. Why Ipswich so late? Yeah, I know. I'm disappointed about that. It would have been good. Benjamin Bloom's team, of course. Ed Sheeran's team. Who can forget Ed? Um, yeah. Anybody who has joined us recently, I just showed earlier on, I showed you this card, and I tell you what, I absolutely love this. My son's got a real talent here, and supposedly that's me with the glasses on. I'm trying to find where the glasses have gone, but yeah, that's me. I've been to Abu Dhabi, and have you seen my YouTube channel? Well, hopefully you have, because you're on it. If you haven't, and you're watching it on Twitter, then please do go to the channel. You can find it on UTCIAD, AFCB. Just subscribe and you will be in. You'll get all alerts and everything. We have got the next rendition of Two Fans Up the Pub as well coming up very soon, so do check that out. Do, like I say, check out all of our other interviews as well. We've already had our Leicester City preview for the season, very special one. Of course, Tom Meehan, former frontman of Kasabian. He is the voice of Kasabian, so he's the one that everybody knows of. So yeah, by all means, please do go and check that out. And also Richard Archer and everybody else. So I'm just flicking through the rest. Let's have a look for Brian. And let's have a look at the other key fixtures. Oh, that's horrible for Ipswich. Liverpool on the Premier League opening weekend. They are at Portman Road, mind, but this normally happens, to be fair. Newly promoted Ipswich will host Liverpool, whilst champions Manchester City are away to Chelsea. Manchester United are up against Fulham. Nobody really cares. At Old Trafford. Arsenal are at home to Wolves. Villa have been given an away game to West Ham. Saints face Newcastle. Oh, that's going to be tough, isn't it, for Ryan Fraser? I'm going to love to see his face. Everton are hosting Brighton. Of course, we've spoken about our game against Forest away at Forest. Spurs are facing Tottenham. The reunion with James Maddison and, of course, Harry Winks as well going the other way. Brentford welcome Crystal Palace. That's an exciting start, isn't it? Not. But yeah, that is, I think we covered off most of the teams there. I think we've covered off most teams. But yes, some more comments of why we bothered. About the championship fixtures are released. Yes, I know, but you might be Leeds fans. You've just got to wait. Don't worry. You will get your fixtures soon. You will get your fixtures, and you'll find out that you're going away to Oxford United, first game of the season. So yes, I think that pretty much we've covered everything. So of course, Chelsea versus Man City, first game of the season at Chelsea, Stamford Bridge. Yeah, we've covered off pretty much every game. Festive fixtures, not the most exciting in all honesty. I expected something, a little bit different. I expected Saints, to be honest, as a festive fixture. Not a lot of driving, not a lot of travelling. Of course, we're back up in London, and of course, Fulham. It's yeah, it's one of those, really. It's one of those. I think we've had that for the last couple of years running, actually. Maybe it's a case that they don't want people travelling all across London, would rather people head out of London. It's got to do something with public transport or something like that. But yeah. Right. Well, I tell you what, I think we better round it up there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us on this show. Do remember, hit the like, subscribe, the bell button below. It does help this channel to grow. Again, thank you for joining us, and we shall see you in the next show.
The TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club dedicated content created